Joe Dimaggio, Joltin Joe, the Yankee Clipper. He was baseball's hero. Star center fielder for the New York Yankees, 3 times the league's most valuable player, 9-time World Series champion, and owner of one of baseball's most storied records.
Now here's the hit that makes it 42 games in a row for Joltin Joe. And everybody's relieved. Everybody has a pat on the back for baseball's slugging star.
He would extend that hitting streak to 56 games, becoming one of the game's immortal greats. Joe retired in 1951 after 13 seasons, all with the New York Yankees. And while his career was ending, all the way across the country, a new star of the screen was just starting to emerge.
How long do you have to work around here before you stop calling me Mr. Haskins?
I always treat men with respect. Then they treat me with respect, Mr. Haskins.
Her name was Marilyn Monroe. In the early 1950s, she was in the midst of her breakthrough, on her way to becoming one of the decade's most popular sex symbols. And someone who was taking particular notice was Joe Dimaggio. Dimaggio and Monroe met in 1952. Their infatuation with each other was almost immediate. They became inseparable. And thanks to the press, their relationship was soon a worldwide sensation. Joe and Marilyn were the undisputed power couple of their day, combining the best of the sports world with all the glamour of Hollywood. They were a constant subject of the media, something that only intensified when the two decided to get married on January 14th, 1954.
Now, a romance that has thrilled millions. The marriage of beautiful Marilyn Monroe and Joe Dimaggio. And there's no surprise in the fact that it attracted a record crowd to the San Francisco court where the ceremony was performed.
It was supposed to be a quiet affair, but somehow word got out that Marilyn and Joe were getting married at a San Francisco courthouse. The press and fans arrived in droves, pushing and shoving their way to catch a glimpse of the all-American newlyweds before they set off on their honeymoon, where they'd be met with similar mobs.
When a well-known honeymoon couple arrives at Tokyo Airport, a throng of 4,000 baseball and movie fans surge out of control, break through police lines. Joe Dimaggio and his bride smile bravely at their greeters, but they don't dare move. So back into the plane they go, while police clear a path to the cargo hatch with Dimaggio's convertible.
But bliss was short-lived. The honeymoon was interrupted when Marilyn left to entertain troops stationed in Korea, leaving Joe alone in Japan. And things didn't get much better when they returned to the U.S., where Marilyn's A-list status continued to grow. But so too did the tension between her and Joe. In September 1954, they had an infamous shouting match on the set of The 7-Year Itch. Joe was uncomfortable with the now iconic skirt-blowing scene, and a month later, Marilyn filed for divorce. The marriage of the decade was all over in just 274 days. 2 years later, Marilyn married playwright Arthur Miller, another marriage that would end in divorce. As for Joe, he never remarried, but he and Marilyn would reconnect, establishing a close friendship around the time of her untimely death in 1962. Their relationship was passionate and tumultuous, a love affair of the highest profile, epitomizing celebrity and the fascination it has always drawn.